Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new tournament battles, EVOs, that are likely coming on Monday in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I do it every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to take a look at each game that happened yesterday in the in-season tournament, winners and losers, and which EVO cards are coming on Monday. A couple of these EVOs are going to be very, very good, and a couple of these results were actually pretty disappointing to me because it hurt a couple of the EVO potentials of one card in specific that we will talk about. But we can start off with the Bucks versus the Hornets. This was a close game. I was actually watching this game live. This was a close game in the first half, and then the Bucks kind of took over and just ran away with it, which is kind of makes sense. And the Bucks, I'm glad they won because Mark Williams is the Hornets player. Doesn't really have a lot of potential to me as a card. You know who does have a lot of potential as a card though? Bobby Portis, who was playing only his second in-season tournament game. So he's got the potential to get 2 more EVOs. He already has 1 EVO, 2 Sapphire. He will be getting an EVO to Ruby here on Monday. Fingers crossed it boosts defense. His release is already very good, and as long as he boosts defense and badges, I am going to be totally cool with that, because this card, he's 6'11", 7'2" wingspan, so he's got decent size. He's got a really good release, good speed already. If he could get some athleticism or some defense, maybe a combination of both, and even improve the speed, I mean, he's obviously got the potential to get 3 more EVOs. We know he's getting 1 of those 3. Fingers crossed the Bucks continue to succeed in the in-season tournament, and he gets a couple others because he is an absolute beast. He was one of the ones that I was most excited about from the in-season tournament, so glad to see the Bucks win that one, even though it was only their second in-season tournament game. Getting him to Ruby will be nice, and we'll see how he looks as a Ruby. Knicks versus Wizards. Honestly, I don't even remember who the Knicks player is for the tournament battles. I think it might have been Josh Hart. Did he already get an EVO? It was Josh Hart. I'm right. He hasn't got an EVO yet. That was their first win. So Josh Hart, who is a 6'4" shooting guard, is going to be getting his first EVO. This card is not great. This is not really an exciting card, so that's not one that I'm really paying a ton of attention to. Tobias Harris and the Sixers get a win against the Hawks. Good win for the Sixers. They've been playing pretty well, or very well actually, to start the season. Tyrese Maxey's been a huge part of that. But Tobias will be getting his second EVO. I think this is his last EVO as well, because I'm pretty sure this is already the Sixers' 4th in-season tournament game. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like they've already played. It doesn't show right here whether or not they have. Whatever. I'm pretty sure they've already played all their in-season tournament games, and if not, they maybe have one more. But Tobias Harris getting to Ruby will help him for sure. His release is incredible, and he's an elite level shooter. His speed is fine, not great. The problem that I kind of honestly have with this card is the fact that he's just mediocre defensively. He's not an elite slasher. He can't ball handle, can't time and burst. I mean, he's just got some liability areas, but he's an incredible shooter, and this is a really good offline card, and an interesting card even online in like salary cap and stuff. Well, he's got 6,000 salary cap. Why are some of these cards so expensive? That does not make any sense to me. They need to fix that with these tournament battles cards. But regardless, Tobias Harris will be a good EVO, but I think this is his last one, so unfortunately his EVO potential is a bit capped. Ruby isn't quite going to get it done. Pistons, Cavs. Cavs, I honestly, again, forget who their player was. Who was the Cavs player? I literally don't remember. Let me just go look at the tournament battles cards right here. We can look at it and it'll show me all of them because I've forgotten again. Karis LeVert. Okay, Karis LeVert also does not have an EVO as of yet. This is their first win in the in-season tournament. I don't remember how many games the Cavs have played in the in-season tournament, but Karis LeVert is not a player that I'm super excited about regardless. He has potential, I guess. I don't know how the Cavs did on the in-season tournament though, so I think I'm not sure exactly how. They got 2 more in-season tournament games, so they must have lost their first in-season tournament game, and they beat the Cavs. They played the Sixers. Yeah, they lost the Pacers. This card probably is pretty limited in his EVO potential. Right now, it's maxed at Amethyst, and they play the Sixers on Tuesday in the in-season tournament, so wouldn't be super excited about Karis LeVert's EVO potential. Celtics versus Raptors. Celtics' second in-season tournament game. This is another one that was very important, in my opinion, for the budget player, especially out there. Derek White going to be getting an EVO to Ruby for the Celtics' second in-season tournament game. They have 2 more, I do believe. I'm not entirely sure who they play, but I think one of those games is probably on Tuesday as well, so good potential to get get him evoed on, well, I guess the next one is Friday, and then the Tuesday after that. But good chance next weekend, and then the beginning of the week after that, actually, that we could get ourselves. Magic and Bulls are not two elite teams. The Magic are decent, but the Bulls have not been very good. Very high likelihood that we get one, at least one, but probably two more evos on Derek White and get him up to a diamond. Getting him to Ruby is exciting enough for me, honestly. If they boost up interior or block, if they boost up dunking at all, and I think it'll be one of those two things in all likelihood. It'll either be a more well-rounded defensive card or an improved slashing card with the next EVO. But I'm definitely excited to see what the EVO on this Derek White card looks like, because he is already an absolute budget beast at his tier as a Sapphire. 6'4", 6'7", wingspan, really good release, versatile defender, great perimeter defender. I like that card a lot, so excited about him. The Kings beat the Spurs. That means Malik Monk is getting another EVO. Unfortunately, Malik Monk can't play point guard, and he's 6'3", so he's very, very small at shooting guard. Only his second EVO as well, and his release honestly isn't that great either. He's a terrible defender. He's not that exciting of a card, to be completely honest. The Magic versus the Bulls. This is the Magic's first in-season tournament win, I do believe. I'm not entirely sure how many more they have. Their player is good. Wendell Carter Jr. is actually a very, very, very good player. They do have two more games, one of them against the Celtics, which they probably will not win. If they were to win both of those, Wendell Carter Jr. as an Amethyst would probably be very interesting. If not, I mean, Ruby and Wendell Carter Jr. might be interesting as well. We'll see. This is a card that I actually think has really, really good potential if he were to get evoed up to like an Amethyst, because he actually already is a good shooter. He's already a decent athlete, and he's not horrific defensively. He just needs speed and defense boosts. So an evo will help this card and make him interesting. I just don't think it'll make him interesting enough to really justify using him over some of the other tournament battles cards, unless they were to really surprise people and win both of these next two games, which could happen, so who knows. Nuggets lost to Pelicans. This is the most disappointing result from last night's games in the in-season tournament, in my opinion. Ruby Contavious Caldwell Pope. This was the Nuggets' third game. I was expecting them to, fingers crossed, win. Just was hoping. And KCP would get evoed up to an Amethyst and then have one more game to potentially go to Diamond. Now, unfortunately, that last game will be to potentially go to Amethyst. That does disappoint me a little bit. It is what it is. Obviously, nothing we can really do about it. But Jokic did not get as much help as he normally does last night. And Jonas Valanciunas instead will be getting his second EVO. This card actually might not be bad, honestly. He's already a decent shooter. He's already a pretty decent interior defender, although not great. But he has 73 lateral quickness, and he can kind of hit the three. He's got a pretty big player build. Already has silver anchor. This card, I mean, he's kind of interesting, honestly, as a Ruby, as a bigger big man who also still has decent speed. Pelicans in-season tournament, they have one more game, so he could get to Amethyst. They play the Clippers. That's going to be an interesting game for sure. That game is what? Next Friday. Okay, so potential for Jonas Valanciunas to get to Amethyst. We'll see if that happens. Suns beat the Jazz. Suns in-season tournament player, honestly, is another one that I've kind of forgotten about. Josh Okogie. They have not gotten an EVO yet. He's 6'4" at shooting guard. He's a defensive-minded card, but doesn't have great defensive badges yet. He's not an elite offensive card. He's very fast, though. That is a W. He's a little short at shooting guard. Not a huge fan of that. But fast defensive guard, D-book dribble style as well. Actually, not like... that's a kind of interesting card. I don't know how Josh Okogie's release looks like, but it's his first EVO, so he's going to need to get more EVOs to have a very high chance at this. And I know that was the Suns' at least second, maybe third in-season tournament game even. So they will... we'll have to see if Josh Okogie gets a couple more EVOs or not, or if he even can. This is the best result of the night. Lakers beating the Trailblazers. That was an expected result. To be fair, the Trailblazers are not very good and also not very healthy right now. But the Lakers managed to get the job done on the road against the Trailblazers, which is a very, very good result, because obviously Jared Vanderbilt is already a Ruby. This is the Lakers' third in-season tournament game. He now will go to Amethyst on Monday, while also maintaining the ability to get to Diamond if they do win their last in-season tournament game, which is against the Jazz on Tuesday. So also, he could get to Diamond very, very soon. That's another really exciting thing about this card. You don't have to wait another week and a half for his games to finish. His last in-season tournament game is this upcoming Tuesday. So We will find out very, very soon if Jared Vanderbilt is going to be a diamond. This card, even as an amethyst, is going to be a borderline top 5 power forward in the game, considering I already had him ranked as, what, the 8th or 9th best power forward, I think 9th best power forward in the game when I did my top 10 power forwards a few days ago as a Ruby. But he's got 85 speed, which is elite for a power forward. He's a super versatile defender. He's a great slasher as well, and his release is super duper solid. He's not a great shot creator right now, but he's got decent playmaking badges, does have catch and shoot and corner specialist, finishing badges and defensive badges, which are starting to get pretty darn good. Would love to see him get anchor and or clamps. That would be really, really nice, but I think this card at power forward is already very, very good. He's got a nice release. Once he gets EVO'd up to amethyst, I'm hoping for 2 things. Number 1, a +2 ball handle, so that a ball handle will give him the ability to time burst, and maybe a couple more shooting badges as well would be kind of nice, as well as obviously that anchor or clamps. So there are a couple things that could certainly be improved about this card, but I already think he is an absolute budget monster, and this is the most exciting card that is coming tomorrow because, well, and obviously potentially coming Wednesday again as well. If he gets to a diamond on Wednesday with their win on Tuesday, like, where will he rank at the power forward position? Is he going to be as good as Pascal Siakam? Like, because Pascal Siakam's a 6'8" power forward who's super duper versatile. I could see a world in which Jared Vanderbilt is legitimately a top 3 power forward in the game, because I think Giannis is the best power forward in my team right now, but honestly, Siakam is kind of second for me, and Jared Vanderbilt looked like he's going to be right there. Rockets versus Clippers. Norm Powell and the Clippers win their first in-season tournament game. Honestly, would have probably rather the Rockets win so that Amon Thompson gets another EVO. But a 6'4" shooting guard on his first in-season tournament EVO, again, it's not super exciting to me. A lot of, unfortunately, first EVOs from these in-season tournament games. Teams that hadn't been winning in the in-season tournament won, which is not really what we want. We kind of want the same team to keep winning, but luckily the Celtics won, so Derek White still maintains his max EVO potential and goes to Ruby. Lakers won, so obviously JV goes to Ruby and maintains his EVO potential as well. A Wendell Carter Jr. EVO could be interesting. Tobias Harris, I think, is capped out, unfortunately. Bobby Portis keeps his maintains his EVO potential as well, goes to Ruby. So Derek White, Bobby Portis, and Jared Vanderbilt are all still on pace, as well as like Nasri and a couple other guys like that are 2-0 in the in-season tournament and pretty good tournament battles cards. But as a whole, I mean, this is a great promo. I'm disappointed the Nuggets lost, but obviously that's not really anything we can control. That's just how basketball goes. But it's a great tournament, and I'm super excited to see what Amethyst JV and these other good in-season tournament EVO cards are looking like on Monday. And y'all know I got y'all covered with a breakdown video on all the cards as well as gameplays. So yeah, if y'all did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.